Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. In this audio presentation, I will discuss editorial letters. Editorial letters is very important, it is in the syllabus. So let me discuss some of the solved questions that are related with editorial letters. So as you can see, it is written solved questions. So let us come to question number 1. Actually, the question is related with deteriorating living standard. So let us focus on the question first and then we will come to the answer part. Write a letter to the editor of a magazine. The name of the magazine is also given in the question. Expressions, New Delhi, on the deterioration in the standard of living in your city. Give suggestions for improvement. Sign yourself as PMR. So, deterioration of the living standard of the people, that is the main topic or that is the main subject matter. So, you have to write an editorial letter related with this and let us start now. How will we proceed? In the left hand side at the very beginning, the landmark address and all those things has to be given. So, here you can find it is given 15A Model Town Delhi. Now, these things you have to create on your own. Then obviously date and year you can mention, just like I have given here 5th April. Then you can mention any year. Then in the next line it is the editor. Then see the name of that magazine has already been given, expressions. So in the next line you have to write that name of that magazine for which you are writing. So it is expressions. Next one, address Kasturba Gandhi Marg. Next line, New Delhi with a pin code 11 then 0001. Now this is the format. Now we will start with the main thing. Then you can write sir. Then subject. Subject obviously it is given in the question only. That is deteriorating standard of living in the capital city. That means in Delhi. So you will have to write regarding this. So how will you start? Now, in this way also you can start through the columns of your reputed magazine, because Expressions is the name of the magazine. That already we can get from the question. I wish to express my views on the deteriorating standard of living in the capital city of Delhi. Now, intro. This is the intro part. You are just giving the intro here. And in the next paragraph, you will elaborately discuss the conditions of the factors related with the deteriorating standard of living. But in the very first paragraph, you are just giving an intro. See here, through the columns of your reputed magazine, I wish to express my views on the deteriorating standard of living in the capital city of Delhi. Now, in the next paragraph, you will explain the entire factor. See, what does the standard of living actually mean? Now, what does standard of living actually means? Does it mean possessing expensive goods of comfort and beauty, living in posh bungalows, or the overall decent and peaceful living conditions, including health and hygiene, pollution-free environment, and above all, a value-based society? Now, what does the standard of living actually mean? Does it means living in comfortable surroundings, in posh areas, in posh bungalows, living in overall decent and peaceful conditions, maintaining health and hygiene, living in a pollution-free environment, and above all, living in a value-based society? So, what does actually standard of living means? Considering all this, the living conditions in Delhi are really appealing. That means if we consider the above mentioned things that you have already mentioned in the second paragraph, then the capital city of Delhi, it is lacking in all these things. Dumps of garbage, heavy traffic congestion on the roads, growing atmospheric pollution, high levels of noise pollution, overcrowding at public places, etc., throw ample light on the deterioration in the people's standard of living. But in Delhi, the situation is very worse. Worse in the sense that garbage dumps can be seen, littered all over the roads. Then traffic congestion is a daily routine affair. Growing atmospheric pollution also is a factor. High levels of noise pollution can also be seen. Overcrowding at public places, this is also a common spectacle, a common scene that can be found in Delhi. Now, all these factors clearly proves that the standard of living of the people, it has deteriorated considerably. Our lungs are hungry for fresh air and green belts, but we are not receiving that. The large number of immigrants from other states to Delhi, those who came, the people, those who came, they are immigrants, those who came from other states and those who came to Delhi, maybe for work, maybe for job, put tremendous pressure on the resources of the city. Now, the immigrants, those who came from the other states of the country, now, as a result, they put tremendous pressure on the resources of the city. The housing problem, it is growing rapidly with lack of civic amenities. Amenities means facilities. The housing problem is also growing. Population is also increasing. And there is a dearth or lack of civic facilities, amenities or facilities. The life is so busy that there is little interaction among neighbors. Even we are living in such a busy environment, we are going through such a busy schedule in our life that we hardly interact with our neighbors. Hurry and worry is what best describes the life in the capital city. Hurry and worry, these are the two things. Okay, and hurry and worry actually it best describes the life of the people in Delhi, in the capital city of India. Hurry and worry is what best describes the life in the capital city. With growing consumerism and rising prices, the disparity means the difference. The main disparity, the main difference between the rich and poor is increasing day by day. Even because of increasing day by day rising prices of essential commodities, consumerism, now ultimately it is causing a lot of disparity or difference between the rich and the poor. More green belts and silent zones should be created. Now, some remedial factors also you have to highlight. Now, what is the remedial factors? Now, more green belts and silent zones should be created. The unrestricted inflow of people to Delhi should also be checked. That means the inflow of people means the immigrants, they come in large numbers, so that should also be checked. Only then the standard of living can be improved. Now, if those things are checked, then only the standard of living can be improved. Yours truly, and obviously in the question it was given sign as PMR, so you have written yours truly PMR. So I guess this particular topic is clear to everyone. Standard of living, deterioration standard of living in Delhi or in the capital city of India, that I already discussed right now. Now I am moving on to another one, another important question, and see, it is written water scarcity. It is also very important. Question number 2. Actually, this topic is that I am about to discuss right now in the editorial letter section. It is related with water scarcity. So let us start with the question first. Write a letter to the editor of National Herald, that is the name of the newspaper, New Delhi, about water scarcity in your locality, suggesting ways to improve the position of water supply. Now you have to suggest some ways. You have to give some ways, positive ways, by which the position of water supply can improve. You are Ramnath or Rima of Ghaziabad. Now that is the name been given in the question. So you will find this type of names also. You can choose either Ramnath or Rima according to your choice. Now the important thing is that it is about water scarcity. So the topic actually I have highlighted before the main question, so that it will help you clear up the concept. Now how will you proceed? Again with the address, because these are the steps that you have to note down. A24 Kavinagar, these are the landmark address. Now you have to be very much alert while writing all this, and you should have a common sense also while you frame all this answer. Sometimes the landmark address you might get in the question paper. If not, then you have to frame it on your own. See here, I have framed it. A24 Kavinagar, Ghaziabad. Now date and year, that is up to you. Here I have mentioned 2nd April. Then obviously you can mention a year or you can keep it in this way. 20XX. In that way also you can keep it. The editor, now the name of the newspaper is already mentioned, National Herald. So in the next line you write that one, National Herald. Now in the next line you write Delhi, then give a pin code like 110001. That one been given. Then sir. Then next line subject. Water crisis in Kavinagar. You can underline if you wish or you can keep it in this way. Now let us continue. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I wish to draw the attention of the concerned authorities towards the problem of water scarcity in our locality. Now, intro part, and it started in a very formal manner. Through the columns of your esteemed daily, you are about to draw the attention of the concerned authorities related with the water scarcity in your locality. So, this is the intro part. Now, in the next paragraph, you will elucidate elaborately the main factors. What are the reasons behind it, behind this water scarcity. So let's continue. It is still early summer and the residents are already facing acute water shortage in the area. It is the early summer time and already the water shortage has started. The supply is cut off at 8:30 am in the morning and is restored only for half an hour in the evening between 6 pm to 7 pm. Now, early in the morning by 8:30, the water supply, it is cut off. And again, the people, they get it for half an hour during the late evening time, and that is also between 6 to 7 pm. Since the timings are erratic means totally absurd and irregular. That is the meaning of erratic. Many people, especially the working couples, are unable to store water. Now it becomes very, very difficult for everyone. Particularly it becomes difficult for the working couples also to store water. Frequent complaints to the Jal Board haven't yielded any result, as the authorities express their helplessness, saying that one of the tanks of the Haidarpur water treatment plant is under repair and has been shut down for a month or so, thereby affecting the water supply in the area. So, repeated complaints were being lost, and the water supply board, or rather to say the Jal Board, they haven't responded properly. They told that one of the tanks of the Haidarpur water treatment plant is under repair, and that is the reason, this is the main reason behind it. Now, the Jal Board should in the meantime make provisions for water tankers at different hours of the day. Also, measures must be taken to expedite the repair work. Now, obviously, the water department board or the Jal Board should take initiative. They should make some provisions for water tankers that should be very much active at different hours of the day. Otherwise, the common people will continue suffering. And measures must be taken to expedite. Expedite means to fasten, because the repair work, if it goes on year after year, it is of no use. So the repair work should be done on a war footing. And finally, that is the remedial measure that you are giving as a concerned citizen, that what should be done according to you. Now finally, at the end, again on the left hand side, yours truly. Now either you can write Ramnath or you can write Rima. Now, dear students, I am moving on from water crisis now to another important topic, very, very relevant also, illicit liquor and anthrax. Now, this type of news you will find in the newspaper more often nowadays. Now, let me continue with the question. The question is, you are Hemant or Himakshi. Write a letter to the editor of the Herald, New Delhi, expressing your anguish. Anguish means disappointment, to some extent your anger also, frustration also, over the problems faced by people due to illicit liquor and deadly chemicals like anthrax. Sometimes in illicit liquor, deadly chemicals like anthrax is also given, or we can find a presence of that, and that lead to death also of large number of people while they drink illicit liquor. So this is a very very common topic, very relevant, socially relevant topic also. We find this type of topics in the newspaper also. So let us start. So at the beginning, how will you continue? Now suppose you are writing this in the exam. Okay, so you will write examination hall. And New Delhi, you can give a pin code like this 110058. 5th April, you can mention a year. The editor, the Herald, again New Delhi. Now the pin code once again 110002. Now sir, now subject, terror caused by illicit liquor and anthrax. Now that is the subject. Obviously I have given you a hint of that at the very beginning before I started explaining this question. Now how we will proceed? The recent deaths due to the consumption of illicit liquor and the fear generated in the minds of people on account of anthrax is a matter of great concern. Now the fear has also generated in the minds of the people. Now that fear because of consumption of illicit liquor, deaths had taken place in large number, and most importantly the fear generated because of the presence of harmful chemicals like anthrax in the liquor. Now that has generated fear in the minds of the common people. Now that is the intro part. Now again in the next paragraph you will elaborate the entire matter. We often hear or read about people dying due to the consumption of illicit liquor. Now as I told you before the start of the question that deaths due to consumption of illicit liquor, that is very much a common news in the newspapers. We are very much acquainted with this sort of news. We have read about this sort of news previously also. It's a very serious issue and it's a quite relevant topic also, as I told you earlier. So let me continue. We often hear or read about people dying due to the consumption of illicit liquor, but never come to know about the follow-up action or the punishment given to the guilty. Now, but we never ever read anything about the follow-up action or the punishment that was finally given to the main culprit or the main guilty person. It was not published. Only it was published in the newspaper that few people died because of consumption of illicit liquor. And supposedly anthrax is there in those illicit liquor chemicals. Okay, it was given. But never ever we get to know that the guilty was actually punished. The person behind all this, he was put behind the bars. This news we haven't read yet in the newspaper. We often hear or read about people dying due to the consumption of illicit liquor, but never come to know about the follow-up action or the punishment given to the guilty. Never ever we get to know about it. What a tragedy. This is really an unfortunate tragedy. Families get ruined, children orphaned, but the illegal trade continues unabated. Now, it creates a lot of problem. A lot of problem in the sense that families, they get ruined, children, they become orphan, but this illegal trade of providing illicit liquor, it goes on. Providing this harmful liquor, it goes on unabated, without any sort of without any sort of problem. It goes on continuing. Why is our government so apathetic towards these social cards, or maybe keeps the eye closed deliberately because the custodians of law, that means the police officials, have their palms greased through these means only? Now maybe the police people, the custodians of law, they receive a bit of bribe also. Maybe that is the reason it seems that it is so unfortunate that our government, they don't pay any attention to this. They are apathetic to the entire situation. It might be that the custodians of law, they are being bribed, and for that reason they are kept happy. And this illegal trade, it goes on without any sort of challenge. It goes on unabated. Now that is very much unfortunate. However, we, the awakened citizens, must raise our voice against this evil. But we, being the concerned citizen, of this country, we should raise actually our voice against it. We must try to educate not only the children but adults also. Now what we should do, we should spread education. We should educate the children, not only the children but adults also. Responsibility can also be given to the gram panchayats, and the best village or panchayat should be avoided if they are able to eradicate the menace from their villages. And obviously now awards must be given to the panchayat or to the best village if they can able to eradicate the consumption of liquor from their village. So education is a must. If that is provided, then ultimately definitely it will yield some benefit results. Another problem I need to address is the this is very important. Another problem that is somewhat related to this is global terrorism. How that is? The people have yet to recover from the trauma of the terrorist attack of the Twin Towers. As we all know that the Twin Towers attack that happened in 9/11, when they are confronted with a still more dangerous and threatening problem, the problem of bioterrorism. Now that is also quite life threatening, the problem that is related with bioterrorism. Prominent personalities in different countries are being targeted through the deadly biochemical like anthrax in letters. Now deadly biochemicals like anthrax, okay, prominent personalities are getting targeted by that. Is man degenerated to such an extent that he can kill another human being using such means? Now has man generated to a great extent that he is killing the other one with the help of these harmful chemicals like anthrax? The US government has taken strong steps to check this deadly act. The US government has taken. What about our government? However, if the guilt is proved on anybody, the person must be given exemplary punishment to eliminate this heinous crime completely. Heinous means something that is very dangerous, something that is very much life threatening. I am sure that the contents shared here express the views of many in the hope that sanity may prevail among the people someday. I hope that sanity may prevail among the people in the due course of time. So this particular editorial letter is a combined of two important issues. One is the consumption of illicit liquor, another one is the deadly chemicals, that is anthrax. Now I am moving on to another question, question number 4. Now it is related with fear of terrorism. See, I have written at the top. Now that is the main topic of discussion. Now let us come to the main question. Write a letter to the editor of the Hindu on the fear that is spreading among people due to their anxiety over the widespread terrorism in the world. Give suggestion to curb such antisocial activities. Then obviously how can these antisocial activities can be curbed? You are Vikram or Varsha. So this is a typical CBSE paper or CBSE question. Now how will you proceed? Look at the answer part. Examination hall you can write in this way. Delhi, you can give a pin code. Then March, you can give a date, year also. The editor, the Hindu, New Delhi, then a pin code with 111002. Then sir. Then subject. Subject, it is widespread fear of terrorism. That is the subject, as I already told that is the topic of discussion. Now how will you start this particular editorial letter? Through this call letter of mine. This is another way to start an editorial letter. Through this letter of mine, you can start it in this way also. I wish to express my concern over the widespread fear caused in the minds of people because of growing terrorist activities all over the world. Obviously, growing terrorism or growing terrorist activities all over the world, I express my concern related to that. Terrorism as a method to achieve political aims has become a worldwide phenomenon. Now in the second paragraph or in the next paragraph, you are elucidating elaborately the entire cause or the entire factor that is the deadly terrorist activities and acts and all this. So you are expounding the entire thing, you are elaborately giving a detail in the second paragraph, but in the first paragraph you are just giving an intro regarding that. Terrorism as a method to achieve political aims has become a worldwide phenomenon. However, the shameful and hideous terrorist attack on the Twin Towers in the USA has given terrorism a new dimension. Now, the important thing is that the 9/11 incident that has given terrorism a new dimension, and it has created fear and panic in the minds of the people. The daring assault on the dignity and prestige of one of the largest democracies of the world has shattered the faith of people completely. That act of demolishing the Twin Towers, it has totally shattered the faith of the people completely, and it has created a nightmare among the people. What is worse, it has left religious fanaticism behind as its offspring. The widespread communal riots as a fallout of these terrorist activities in India has instilled a great fear in the minds of common people. And obviously, the communal riots, that is also a big factor. That is a factor that is somewhat related with terrorism also. Now it has instilled a great fear, or rather to say a great panic also in the minds of the common people. As it is in the crossfire of political game, it is always the common man who suffers the most. And ultimately, the most sad part is that in this crossfire of political game, it is always the common people who suffer the most, or rather to say, who suffer a lot. Stringent methods. Stringent means very strict, very, very strict. Stringent methods must be taken to restore peace and harmony in the country. What can be done? Strict methods must be taken. It must be taken to restore peace and harmony in the country. One must keep the interest of the nation above the interest of the community or the individual. Interest of the nation should be the topmost priority. Interest of the nation should be at the top, at the highest level. It should be above the interest of the community or the interest of the individual. Sanity must prevail at all cost. Yes, sanity, it must prevail at all cost. That means peace and harmony must prevail at all cost. Finally, yours truly, you are signing it up by writing Vikram. Now I am moving on to one more important question: stray animals. Now this is also a very important one, very, very important one. The question is like this: you have noticed many stray animals on the road during the busy hours of the day. This type of questions previously were also been set in examinations also. So this question is also very important, dear students. So I repeat, you have noticed many stray animals on the road during the busy hours of the day. These animals have caused traffic jam as well as accidents. Now these animals have caused traffic jam as well as accidents. You have already written to the concerned authorities, but no action has been taken so far. But unfortunately, despite writing several letters to the concerned authorities, no action has been taken in this matter. So write a letter to the editor of a leading newspaper telling him about the nuisance created by the stray animals. So there is no other option left. So you write a letter to the editor of a leading newspaper telling him about the problem, about the nuisance created by the stray animals. And obviously you sign your name as Preeti or Krishnan. And see, it is written C/5 Assam. Maybe that is the landmark address. So how will you continue? See, you are getting a lot of information from the question itself. And from there only you have to chalk out your write-up. So at the very beginning, by this time you know that on the left hand side you have to start. So you can start by writing the landmark address, or if you want at the top also you can write your name, or at the end also. So in two ways I have written here. C/5 Assam, 15th March a year you can specify. Then in the next line, the editor, the Indian Express, that is the name of the national daily. You can give any other, the National Herald also you can give if you wish. Then Guwahati. Then sir, then subject. Nuisance created by the stray animals. Nuisance means actually the problem that is created by the stray animals. Now how will you proceed? In a typical manner, in which way we write the editorial letter, you can proceed in that way also. You can follow that technique also. See, it is written, through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I wish to draw the attention of the concerned authorities of the municipal corporation regarding the plight of the residents of Bowbazar. While going to school at 8:50 am early in the morning, I notice many stray animals wandering here and there on the busy market roads. Now, if the stray animals they wander in the busy market roads, it may create problem for the in the smooth flow of the automobiles. I mean, there might be traffic congestion also. The position is almost the same, a repeat performance in the afternoon. Even during the, not only the morning, the same thing can be noticed that the stray animals are roaming here and there in the busy road even in the late afternoon. Sometimes these animals cross the roads in a long unending array, thus causing traffic blocks as well as accidents. As I told you a bit earlier that sometimes road blockage happens because these animals they sometimes come in the middle of the road, and sometimes it causes traffic congestion, sometimes it causes accidents also. These animals create a health hazard too by urinating everywhere. Now it creates a lot of health problems also for the people, because these stray animals they go on urinating everywhere. Huge heaps of dung are lying here and there. Even this is a common thing. Huge heaps of cow dung, okay, or dung of other animals are lying here and there. Flies hover over them, or hover actually means to surround them. So flies hover over them and insects breed inside them. We have already written to the concern that actually creates a health problem for the people of the area or the people of the locality. So we have already written to the concerned authorities, but no action has been taken so far. Letter has been written to the concerned authorities many a times, but sadly speaking, no action has been taken till now. The authorities are requested to depute officials to catch these stray animals and send them to the police. If unclaimed, this might be auctioned. It is hoped that an early action will be taken by the concerned authorities. Now, the main important thing is that stringent action must be taken, and these stray animals must be caught, and these stray animals must be taken to a safe place. Otherwise, there might be problem regarding health and hygiene. There might be traffic congestion, and it might lead to some road accidents also. So yours truly, finally, you can write either Preeti or Krishnan, the name that has already been given. So that is it, dear students. In this audio presentation, 5 important editorial questions I had discussed. Kindly go through it. If there is any problem anywhere, please do ask me about it. Thank you, students. Thank you all.